welcome inside Ritter Arena, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Top 10 matchup between the North Dakota Fighting Hawks and the Minnesota Golden Gophers. I'm Benji Portno, alongside me is Danny Kaywood. And Danny, the Golden Gophers got some big news this week from a familiar face.
They do, Benji. They have Amanda Kessel, number 8 in gold, is coming back to play here in Minnesota for the first time in 2 seasons. She last played during the 2012-2013 season. That was the season that the Gophers went 41-0-0, the first perfect season in NCAA history. She led the nation in scoring that year. She won the Patty Kazmar Memorial Trophy as the best player in women's college hockey that year. 101 points on 37 games, 46 goals, and 55 assists. All of those are 4th all-time single-season records for the NCAA. Big news having Amanda Kessel coming back, Benji.
A situation of the rich get richer for Brad Frost and the Golden Gophers, as Amanda Kessel will start at right wing, joining line mates Hannah Brand and Danny Cameronese, who have already combined for 100 points this season. On the flip side, for the Fighting Hawks, starting will be number 19, Megan Defoe at center. She'll be flanked by Layla Marvin and Amy Menke, and Anna Kielponen and Haley Krizaniak on defense. Defense for Minnesota, Megan Wolf and Lee Steckline, and we are underway. Dump down. Danny, what are you expecting between these two top 10 teams?
There is going to be a big game here tonight, Benji. The Gophers split the series with the Fighting Hawks when they were in North Dakota. Big game here. Minnesota is currently ranked 3rd in the nation, behind rivals Wisconsin and Boston University. This will be a big game, top 10 matchup, maybe a chance to move up in the standings.
Wisconsin, the only team besides the Fighting Hawks to beat the Golden Gophers this season.
And that's really telling, Benji. The two teams arguably in the NCAA with the best goaltending. You've got UND and Wisconsin, and the Gophers have proven that they can struggle against top goaltenders. Having that extra scoring punch from Amanda Kessel will be huge for them down the stretch as they make a push to the NCAA tournament.
That's Shelby Ansley-Benzie, arguably the most decorated goaltender, and her opposite, Amanda Levier, pushes aside the first shot of the game. More pressure from the Fighting Hawks. Levier slaps it far side. Regrouping, North Dakota dumped in off the boards, and the Fighting Hawks will get a fresh 5. Played around, no one home from Minnesota. Now Panic. She gains the zone, waiting for help. She gets bumped, no whistle, and North Dakota will turn up ice.
We'll have 15 minutes.
Risky play there. You can already see North Dakota coming into this game deciding that they want to play with an edge, and that's exactly what they've started to do here.
Steckline leaves it ahead. Now center ice. Williamson, shot goes wide, finds the boards. Traffic around the net, push, whistle. And we'll get a stoppage in play. Face-off will come far side in the North Dakota defensive zone.
That's why Brad Frost Gophers are so dangerous. As you see this play, this is going to be a shot that is going to miss the net, and all of a sudden everything goes haywire for the defense. The Gophers are so creative when they come up the ice. It's really hard for opposing defenses to decide which look they're going to get.
North Dakota controls the face-off, looking to break out and start something. Instead, Minnesota and Cara Piazza. Up ahead, she finds Riley. Riley waits, pivots, fires, knocked away by Ansley-Benzie.
Caitlin Riley coming in as a transfer from Penn State this season. Played her high school hockey at Benilde St. Margaret, same school as Kelly Panic.
Shot from Brandt, rings high.
Right off the crossbar with that one. Golden opportunity for your best score right in front of the net.
Amanda Kessel gets her first look down deep. Cameronese has to cycle around. Deflection, just high. On the ground behind the net is Hannah Brandt. She gets back to her feet. Defensive line change for Minnesota. Dump in by North Dakota. And Layla Marvin will allow her team to go for a forwards change.
Tanya Eisenschmied down at the other end of the net, other end of the ice, excuse me. Benji was lucky she didn't get a penalty on that first play when Amanda Kessel was tied up in front of the net. It was very close to a hooking call.
That shot by Minnesota, gloved and held by Amsley Benzie. 3:30 gone by in period one, shots at 2 apiece. The face-off swung around, back, looking for McMillan. Instead, the puck finds North Dakota. Spinning in Becca Kohler, they'll say too far, and it'll go for an icing. Face-off will come all the way back down in front of Amsley Benzie.
Kohler knew as soon as she looked at the linesman that she did not reach center ice when she flipped that puck in, and she shook her head. That was not a call that she wanted to argue. She was just disappointed that she had a little bit more in the game there, Benji.
Kohler and Panic on the draw. Swung in front. Nobody home for Minnesota. Levier comes out to play it. McMillan has that one bounce off a teammate. Nice. Sydney Baldwin, now Minnesota. No icing, waved off. Throwing it in front, Shipper.
Sydney Baldwin.
And gloved. And we will get another whistle and another save.
Dangerous pass there by the Gophers. Melissa McMillan threw that to the WCHA logo in her own end of the ice, and if Sydney Baldwin doesn't get her stick and deflect that down, that's a 2-on-1 breakaway for North Dakota. Great play by Baldwin, heads up.
Face-off won by Minnesota. Riley swings it around, finds the point. Piazza, and now Williamson. Williamson with a give and go. She makes a move and gets knocked down and stuffed, playing it into the corner, North Dakota. Williamson still battling, poked away. And Dufault brings it in. Easily kicked away by Levier. Piazza has it bounce off a Fighting Hawk just past center ice.
Back in the box. Not the hit
Krzyzaniak, playing for North Dakota. Kessel fresh off the bench as the Gophers get their top line back out. Hannah Brandt in a foot race that she wins. Tried to find Cameron Easy, who was charging as a trailer, knocked away. Scrum, North Dakota comes away with it, gains the zone, waiting on it. Hansen sends it around, and she will go for a change. Megan Wolf throws it all the way down to Cameron Easy. She taps it, no offside, trying to find Kessel. Brandt has time. They've waited a bit too long. Steckline, and whiffing on it was Amanda Kessel, far side of the net. Coming back the other way, Grayson Hershey. She dances, shot, knocked off a Steckline and into the near side corner. Cameron Easy bounces it off. She's got Shipper chasing. No icing, waved off. Shipper did a nice job there, chasing all the way down to prevent the icing call.
Great speed there by Kate Shipper, getting on. Bad pass that she received, but was able to use her legs to prevent the face-off in front of Amanda Levier.
Panic, spins, and a turnover at center ice. Flaherty finds Menke. Menke's shot ricochets off of Amanda Levier. Kolstad in the corner. Tied up with Sydney Baldwin, along with Megan Dufault.
Miscommunication here in defensive zone coverage between Panic McMillan and the freshman Sarah Potomac. She was supposed to take the person on the boards, I think, but went back to the point where there was nobody to guard. I'm sure she'll hear about that from Brad Frost when she gets back to the bench.
we'll get a whistle. The net behind Amanda Levier has been knocked off with a stick wedged in it.
Like Mankey has her stick put through the netting. The referees and the linesmen will get it all sorted out. And the face-off will come out to the Minnesota Health logo right close to us, Benji. Kara Piazza, Caitlin Riley. It's a defensive-minded line who can also really use their speed to get up the ice. They haven't scored a tremendous amount of points this season, Benji, but lots of quick breaks that you'll see from this team. Piazza and Riley are extremely fast players. Williamson is one of the fastest players on this team, probably only behind Danny Cameronese.
Williamson goes cross ice, finding Riley. Riley pivots in the corner and can't find Williamson along the other side.
This is one of the larger lines as far as height goes for the Gophers, but they play a smaller players kind of game, Benji. They race up the ice just as you're seeing now and try to get their players in wide open spaces where they don't really have to fight for the puck. Kind of a brilliant way to play hockey if you can pull it off.
Puck bouncing in front, knocked away. The rebound. Chipped at, sent high into the corner. Battling for it, Grayson Hershey. She gets it all the way to the point to Sam Lachaume. Kessel waits. She finds Brandt just across the blue line. Brandt's shot wide right. Hershey tips it into the Gopher defensive zone, so no icing. And the Fighting Hawks get a fresh line. Megan Wolf skates into it, takes it, sends right to Hannah Brandt. Brandt gets tied up along the boards. And now Kessel joins her. Looking for the puck and finding it was Lee Steckline, and Hannah Brandt just touched the puck. And the offside will be called. Brandt disagrees. Danny, did you see it there?
That looked like it was offsides to me. She didn't fully get her skates back to the blue line before she touched the puck. Pretty clear offsides call from we're standing up here, and the referees and the linesmen seem to see it as well. Both referee and the linesman raised their arms on that one, so pretty blatant offsides. But what's key to me here, Benji, is there seems to be an early strategy as Steckline moves into the zone. Seems to be an early strategy here as a way to take care of Amanda Kessel. She's double teamed most of the time that she spends in UND's zone, and her stick is often being held off the ice by the player who is covering her. Seems to be an early focus.
Great opportunity there for Sarah Potomac.
Freshman left winger is third on the team in scoring, Benji. That's pretty cool to be on a six-time national championship team as a freshman. Come in and decide to be third on the team in scoring your first season here from George Eliot Secondary in Pursuit of Excellence in British Columbia, Aldergrove, British Columbia, Benji. So one of the few non-Americans on this Gopher team.
Coach Brad Frost, Danny, has had success. Nora Ratu, one of the best goalkeepers this Golden Gopher program has had, came from Europe. Amanda Levier from Canada. Golden Gophers not afraid to go international for their talent.
And it is odd too, Benji. You see the same with University of North Dakota here. They also have precious few international students, but then you go to a team like University of Minnesota Duluth, just 2.5 hours north of us, and almost half their team is international students, and most of them are Europeans at that. So differing strategies here. Obviously, two top 10 teams here have done their recruiting very well.
Williamson swipes at the puck, trying to start something. Baldwin goes far side, looking to get a line change. And fresh bodies do come out for Minnesota. We get a whistle.
Looked like that puck actually went off of backup goaltender Sid Peters on the bench. That is why we will get the whistle here. It's again right in front of us. Front of the Gopher bench.
Top line for North Dakota, Mankey, Dufault, and Marvin. Out there matching up with the third line, Riley, Piazza, and Williamson for Minnesota. Williamson off Piazza and back to center ice for the Fighting Hawks. An opportunity off the post. Ringing off the post, Layla Marvin. She had beat Levier far side. And we get an offside call as the Gophers tried to gain the zone.
Big shot there from Layla Marvin, bringing it right under Levier's glove off of the iron. Another inch and a half to the left, Benji, and that shot is in the back of the net. As a shooter and as a forward, those are the plays that will really get inside your head if there's too many more of them. Hannah Brandt now has one off the post, and so does Layla Marvin. So both goaltenders relying on their best friends in red standing right behind them.
Marvin, 6 goals so far this season. Almost had number 7. Break now for Minnesota, coming the other way. Potomac, she loses control of the puck after gaining the zone. The other way for the Fighting Hawks. Kayla Gardner brought that in, as most of her team was going for a line change. 8 minutes left in period 1, still 0-0. Shots 7-3 in favor of the Fighting Hawks. Bringing in Megan Wolf for Minnesota. She dumps it around, nobody home for the Golden Gophers. Cameron Easy taps it ahead, but it's right there for Menke. And Amy Menke almost had herself a goal. Excuse me, that looks like it's actually Menke that was there with a teammate. We get
Penalty
a whistle.
Tripping. It's like Schoen tripped Amanda Kessel, put the player, big name player, back on the ice. Here we take a look at Menke's shot. She took a shot from Amanda Levier right in the knee on the end of this play. But Asham takes a trip to the penalty box, tripping Amanda Kessel, and Gophers power play unit, which is one of the best in the nation. Benji will take the ice, operating at just over 48% this season.
That 48% would be an NCAA record. The 2014 Golden Gophers' first shot, they're gloved in the stomach by Amsley Benzie. Danny, 2014 Golden Gopher team just over 32% on the power play. The current record holders, this Gopher team, 15 points ahead of that.
See McMillan take a big shot here from the point. Nobody in front of the net. It's like Cameron Easy tried to get her stick on it for a deflection, but nothing doing. Gopher power play will have to reset here as North Dakota gets the clear.
That's exactly what Melitza McMillan will do. Kessel gains the zone. She goes, finds Brandt, swung in front. Kessel, 1 jab, 2 jabs, no. Brandt scores!
Hannah Brandt, this is the top line. Coach Brad Frost just said, all right, I'm going to put up my top line for a power play because they're basically a power play unit anyways. Stack line, Brandt, Cameron Easy, and Amanda Kessel. It'll be Hannah Brandt that gets his power play goal. You see here, jabs by Cameron Easy and Kessel, and Cameron Easy decides to take it back across the net, and Hannah Brandt is right there to clean up the change. Tough break for Shelly Ansley Benzie. Nothing she could do on that one-timer play on the power play.
On the board now is Minnesota, 1-0. They lead on the power play goal from Hannah Brandt. Cameron Easy and Kessel on the power play. Just over 6 minutes left in period 1. Minnesota leads 1-0. Fancy moves from Lee Steckline to gain the zone. She drags, goes around the cage from behind. Gets it back at the point. Swung on down, looking for Potomac. Steckline fires, that shot's blocked. She'll go far side to Wolf, who swings it backhand, and a fancy pass between the legs. Attempt there by the Golden Gophers yields no shots, and instead we get an icing the other way. And that will bring the face-off right back in front of Shelby Amsley-Benzie.
A pretty little pass there from Kelly Panic, but players right behind her were not expecting her to be able to make that play because it's a very tough play and no one was home.
Looks like we will get a timeout taken by North Dakota.
Took a long shift on the ice there, and that icing means they can't get off.
And we will step aside. 5:26 left in period 1. Minnesota leads North Dakota 1-0. Welcome back to Ritter Arena in Minneapolis. Out of the timeout for North Dakota. Danny, what do you think North Dakota was saying following that first power play goal from Minnesota?
I think they're trying to give their team a breather, but their coach was pointing the shots on goal.
Right.
It's rare that a visiting team in Ritter is this close in shots on goal once they, at this point in the first period.
Right on cue, a couple of shots on goal from Minnesota, fresh out of that timeout. Danny, you had mentioned to me earlier there's a chance that Coach Brad Frost would shuffle that top line as not to stack it. He went to it on the power play, and they converted for him.
And the fact that that's an eligible power play line means that if he ever needs some secondary scoring from his team, he can easily switch either Cameron Easy or Kessel and move them to a different line to try to introduce some scoring punch. But right now, that line seems to be buzzing.
That line of Cameron Easy, Kessel, and Brandt, over 650 career points, including the 3 they added on the power play. Minnesota in the corner looking for more. Pressed up against the boards, Kessel, Brandt, and Cameron Easy. Getting physical there, Becca Kohler with Kessel along the side boards. Gardner throws that one in as North Dakota goes for a line change. Cameron Easy tried the backhand, taken away by North Dakota, skating in and just slipped in front of Amanda Levier, just wide. Looked like number 19, Megan Dufault, had a chance, got in tight, and just couldn't angle it on net. Mankey comes in, joining that top line for North Dakota. Potomac harassing number 9, Taylor Flaherty. Temporarily gaining control of the puck, Wolf. And that one sort of fall off her stick. And North Dakota looks to rebound. Center ice, turnover, taken away. Williamson tapped at it. And Potomac was able to circle back. Steckline, she turns it over. Grayson Hershey joins in, fires, pops up on Levier, and whiffing on the rebound was Dahlquist. She had a good chance there with Levier standing straight up, couldn't take advantage. Hershey whiffs at the puck, center ice. Piazza going the other way. She's tied up. And McMillan retreats, looking to get in position with Baldwin. That shot blocked away by Baldwin. Increasingly chippy action late in period one.
Might also be a result, one of the things that the North Dakota coach said to his players, as well as Brad Frost. This game is started to heat up in intensity here between these two longtime WCHA rivals.
These two teams have been playing since 2003.
Yeah, that's a little tight.
Series has gone predominantly Minnesota's way.
The last time that this team faced Amanda Kessel was one of those instant classic type games, Benji, where they go for icing here. One of those instant classic type games, triple overtime in the NCAA quarterfinals. Kessel scored a goal and an assist in that game. And Minnesota, of course, advanced to the semifinals, and then they beat Boston College to complete the 41-0 season.
Center ice brought in by North Dakota, and Kielponen going now the other way. McMillan gets past one fighting Hawk. Slapping, calling for it was Kessel, and her shot was blocked en route to Amsley Benzie. Puck to Megan Wolf. She brings it down. Cycled right back. Underneath Potomac. Wolf gets it right back. Shot blocked away.
I had 3 still open.
Wolf at the point. Coming in, Shipper, and it's gloved and held by Shelby Amsley Benzie.
Amsley Benzie from Minnesota here, Warroad, Minnesota, actually, Benji. United States hockey hotbed. No U.S. Olympic team, men's or women's, for hockey has ever won a gold medal without a player from Warroad on their roster. Other players from that hockey city, TJ Oshie, former Minnesota Golden Gopher Gigi Marvin is from there, one of the record holders here, and scored the game-winning goal the last time the U.S. women won the gold medal in the Olympics.
Couple of Olympians for Minnesota. Steckline and Kessel played in that 2014 Olympics in Sochi, and unable to keep it in, the former Olympian Lee Steckline, and we get an offside call against Minnesota.
Lee Steckline arguing that one, and from up here it did not look like that puck had completely crossed the line. I thought she held the puck in there, and so did she, but my opinion doesn't count. The men in stripes make the calls.
Top line back out for Minnesota, joined by the third line of North Dakota. Dahlquist, a nice backhanded play by Brandt. Cameronese takes it in. Brandt makes sure to stay onside there. Puck flipped over along the boards above the head of Amanda Kessel, and North Dakota tries to bring it in. Cameronese gets a tip on it, forcing the Fighting Hawks to retreat in front of their netminder. 5 seconds left in period one. We get a whistle with 1.7.
Face-off will come back in front of Shelby Amsley Benzie. Not exactly sure why this one was brought back, but potentially looks like the puck was flipped into the North Dakota zone by, the North Dakota bench by a North Dakota player. So face-off will be in front of the North Dakota goaltender.
And there is the horn on period one. First 20 in the books between Minnesota and North Dakota. The only tally came on the power play. It was Hannah Brandt from Cameronese and Kessel to give Minnesota the 1-0 lead. We'll be back with period 2 after the intermission. Again, Minnesota leads North Dakota 1-0.
Do you know what the U of M does for you? From farms to breweries and orchards to markets, discover how the University of Minnesota is cultivating a new crop of Minnesota businesses.
Do you know what the U of M does for you? From hooves to hands and paws to possibilities, discover how the University of Minnesota is making medical advances for all Minnesotans.
After one, the Golden Gophers lead the North Dakota Fighting Hawks 1-0. We're going to send it down now to Maddie Engel, the third member of our broadcast crew, with more on the return of Amanda Kessel. Maddie?
Thanks, Benji. You know, as Danny mentioned earlier in the game, this is Amanda Kessel's first time back in maroon and gold in 2 years. This is a really exciting time, not just for Amanda Kessel, but for all the fans and the community that have come out to support her tonight. You know, I think the coolest part about this is not the fact that Amanda Kessel overcame incredible odds in getting over a concussion. The coolest part about this is the fact that her team has been supporting her along the way. It's been amazing to look at the social media scene and see what people are tweeting about how excited they are to have Kessel back. And I think one of the coolest tweets that I've seen was actually Hannah Brandt tweeting support for Kessel, saying that she was so glad to have Kessel back. And honestly, I'm glad to have Kessel back too. It's been amazing to watch what she's done on the ice in this first period. Just after the first period, she's had an assist on a goal, and that has been incredible to watch and see. As we continue in this game, I hope that we remember that although Hannah Brandt is one of the best players in the nation, Amanda Kessel is one of the best players in the nation. What it comes down to isn't rivalry. It's not about who has more points or who has more goals. It's about who can do the better good for the team. And ultimately, it's about teamwork and camaraderie. Tonight's game is about passion and about leaving everything on the ice. It's been awesome to see what's going on, and I'm just really excited to see, as the game continues to go and we go into the second period, what is possible for not just Kessel, but the entire Gopher team. Back to you, Benji.
All right. Danny, we'll leave it up to you to determine which one's Batman and which one's Robin, but Hannah Brandt certainly must be excited to get back another superhero on that front line.
Absolutely, Benji. As Maddie said, it is about teamwork, but there is some friendly rivalry between these two players. They are two of the greatest players ever. Two of the greatest players ever to play, not only for the Minnesota Golden Gophers, but also in the NCAA. As you see here, the blue ranks are the NCAA all-time ranks, and the gold ones are the Minnesota all-time ranks. You can see Brandt now holds the edge in all of those categories, but she also does have almost 30 more games played than Amanda Kessel. But you can see that Hannah Brandt is first all-time here in both points and assists, and she is just behind Gophers' top all-time player, but she will likely pass her up before this end of this season. Amanda Kessel looking to make up some of the ground on her longtime friend.
She will certainly have plenty of opportunities to do that down the stretch in the last few games for the Golden Gophers. Already, that top line we mentioned scored for the Golden Gophers on the power play, the best power play in the nation, scoring now 37 of 75 attempts. And that top line will be back out there along with the Fighting Hawks top line to start period number 2.
Brad Frost apparently saw something that he liked for that first period, and maybe a soft spot in this top line defense, so he's going to go top line against top line and see what happens here.
Cameronese near side gains the zone. She waits, holds, pivots, and cycles it around a Steckline. Steckline gets it over to Kessel, who sends it right back to her fellow Olympian. And it's cleared to center ice where Megan Wolf pirouettes and turns the other way. Temporarily flipped up by Anna Kielponen as the Fighting Hawks go for a line change. Holding now Kessel. She loses, and the delayed offsides wiped out as North Dakota goes on the attack temporarily, missing on the centering pass. Minnesota waiting fire. Kate Schipper was all alone in the offensive zone, no teammates. And Shelby Amsley-Benzie makes the first save of period number 2.
You mentioned it a little bit earlier, Benji, but Shelby Amsley-Benzie, one of the greatest goalies ever to play for the University of North Dakota women's hockey program. WCHA's Outstanding Athlete of the Year last year. She set program records with a 95.2 save percentage, 1.21 goals against average.
And a goal from Sydney Baldwin, the wrister from the blue line. I don't know that Amsley-Benzie ever saw it before it found the back of the net. Golden Gophers now lead 2-0.
Gophers set up a nice screen in front of the net here. You see Sydney Baldwin throws it right in, and indeed it looked very much like Sarah Potomac was right in front of Amsley-Benzie. I think you're right, Benji. She never saw that shot. And that's more of what Brad Frost would love to see from Sydney Baldwin. She hasn't put up mind-boggling stats here, but she is the 2014 Miss Minnesota Hockey, a top recruit coming into this program. Last year, she struggled in her defensive zone coverage. This is what she worked on in the offseason this year, and now she's playing on the top pairing defense with Lee Stecklein, team captain, and now looking for her offensive numbers to improve just a little bit, considering the disparity between her and her defensive line mate, Lee Stecklein.
That goal from McMillan and Panic goes to Sydney Baldwin, her 3rd of the season. Just over 2 minutes into period number 2. Golden Gophers lead 2-0. And an opportunity now potentially for more. Williamson looked like she may have been pulled down, no whistle.
Linesmen seem to be letting them play here. The only penalty that was called was a blatant haul down of Amanda Kessel with the stick parallel to the ice. We've seen another couple of questionable plays, but no calls. It looks like referees are deciding to let these teams play, and as long as they stick with it the whole game, that can make for some interesting hockey.
Williamson gets another shot at it, far side. She brings center, kicked away by Amsley-Benzie. Rebound opportunity for Minnesota, also turned back by number 1 in the green and black.
Great rebound control there from Amsley-Benzie, making sure that puck does not get right back to the center of the ice, and she steered it to the bottom of the circle where the rebound shot is not a terrifically dangerous one.
Now Minnesota holds behind the net, looking to get something going, just pushed in front. Piazza had a crack at it. And now Samantha Hansen for North Dakota. She fires and into the chest of Amanda Levier, and a shove after the whistle. Some extracurriculars, and Danny, I think this one might end with a trip to the sin bin for one of the Golden Gophers.
I think you're right, and it looks like it was Brooke Garzone, criticized last season by Coach Brad Frost, taking too many penalties. Now she took exception to the snow shower that was given by North Dakota's player to Amanda Levier, and bad penalty there. This game is not really getting away, but it looks like the referees have also sent North Dakota's player to the box, and Becca Kohler is out there in the box, and Layla Marvin was getting an explanation from the referee about why her teammate and North Dakota alternate captain also made their way to the box, but some unsportsmanlike conduct. Reactionary shot on Cameron Neasy was likely what sent Kohler to the box as well.
So matching at 2-minute minors, we will play 4-on-4. Tumbling to the ice, and the whistle is for offside, not for a penalty.
Crowd didn't like that one. Neither did the Gopher bench.
So it's Kessel Brandt for the Golden Gophers, along with Stecklein and Wolf. Mankey Dufault for North Dakota forwards, along with Krzyzaniak and Kielponen.
Oh, rare to have 3 right-handers on the ice. Benji, Brad Frost has that luxury right now. It's a look that not many teams see defensively. Lee Steckline, the only lefty out there. Usually the look you see is 3 lefties and 1 righty.
Far side, Megan Wolf brings it in. Staying onside was Hannah Brandt. Cam Renese joins. She leaves it behind. Wolf, and the deflection too high and up and over the net. Breakout now, McMillan collides there. And North Dakota turns the other way. Steckline, check that, Cam Renese reaches in and pokes it away, forcing North Dakota to slow it down. Kayla Gardner comes in all alone. Her shot on Levier, easily kicked aside. Scrum along the near side boards. Cam Renese comes away with it. Mankey comes on. Onside was Dufault. Dufault and Mankey almost collide. And it's back to Krzyzaniak. Penalty time has expired. Both players coming out of the box. Levier on her backside, able to avoid the danger temporarily. Puck stayed in.
Heads up play right in front of her net by Sydney Baldwin. It's a dangerous spot. She managed to get the puck out to the line.
Rister from the point, blocked away. Kielponen gets it back, finds Lachaume, shot, and Levier, incredible lateral movement, knocks away the one-timer.
Beautiful save by Amanda Levier. What a move to get to the other side of the net. Looked like, I believe that was Layla Marvin had the entire net to shoot at. Levier closed it off right at the end.
Baldwin gathers as North Dakota is in the midst of a line change. Piazza sends a bouncer on Amsley Benzie, and she's able to stick with it, knock it away. Picking the pocket there was Sarah Potomac. She gains the zone, looks ahead, fire shipper, and it's gloved by Amsley Benzie.
Sharp angle shot there from Kate Shipper. Not a great angle, but Sarah Potomac has been all over the ice tonight. Benji, talked about her earlier, the freshman winger, third on the team in scoring here for Minnesota. And here come a little bit of a different looking line combination from Brad Frost. Sophie Skarzinski will get a chance to play with Hannah Brandt and Amanda Kessel.
Wide open net for Minnesota, and Sophie Skarzinski just couldn't pull the trigger. Behind the net is Kessel. She's bodied off the puck by Krzyzaniak. Oohs and ahs from the crowd. On the break is Samantha Hansen. She fires early. Rebound opportunity. Also misses.
More and more, that's a play you see in hockey, Benji. The fire just to miss the net, and you usually get a really lively bounce right off the boards and out in front of the goal. Makes for some good scoring chances. We've seen the Gophers do it several times, and now UND is going to the look.
Dufault holds in the corner. She finds Lachaume from the point. Kick. Puck was stationary for a moment just outside the crease. And now the Gophers turn the other way. Williamson looks for Wolf, and Wolf just dumps it in and allows a change in line for Minnesota. Puck spun all the way down, and we will get an icing, bringing it back in the North Dakota defensive zone. 11:54 left in period 2. Sydney Baldwin's goal in period 2 extended the Golden Gopher lead. They lead 2-0.
pointed it out when they were on the ice, Benji, but we did see a line shift from Brad Frost, whether it was because Danny Cameronese had a long shift on the 4-on-4 or if he was looking to get some different looks, but we saw Sophie Skarzinski playing with Kessel and Brandt out there just a moment ago.
Deflection. Nice deflection from Caitlin Riley, kicked away by Amsley Benzie. Kelsey Klein out there with Brooke Garzone. Defensively for Minnesota. Test early. Marvin comes in. She dumps and chases. Puck flipped up. Sticking with it, Riley. She centers to Piazza. Her shot is blocked by Keel Ponen before it could reach the net. Now North Dakota tried the break, turnover at center ice, and turn right back over. Hershey, her pass deflected and a delayed offside. Disagreeing with the call, Shannon Kaiser. And Minnesota skates it in. Baldwin dumped it in. And a breakout now. Kaiser again, she gains the zone. Power move and just loses the puck as she tried to muscle her way in.
Great defense there by Sydney Baldwin. Just tough plays, especially for young defensive players, and she manages to get her stick in there and disrupt the play. Benji, a noticeable change of pace here in the second period by both of these teams, and I really do think it favors Minnesota. Just trading chances back and forth. You've got two teams that score a lot of goals, but the team that scores more by far is the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and trade chances back and forth with them like North Dakota is doing right now might make for a long night.
Minnesota averaging just over 5 goals a game to North Dakota's 2.3. Wolf to Brandt. Brandt brings it in.
Yet another different line look here by Brad Frost. Sarah Potomac on the ice just briefly, but Cameronese comes back.
Seeing that top line of Cameronese, Brandt, and Kessel. Puck flipped out. Kessel looking for it. She is offside and has to retreat outside the blue line before she could play the puck. Dufault brings it in. She has teammates. She goes shot for herself, shouldered by Levier. Thrown in front. Steckline got a stick on it just outside the crease. No hand pass against Steckline. And North Dakota dumps in for a change of line. Cameronese all the way across to Williamson. Williamson looking for Hannah Brandt. Just too much traffic. Brandt never got a clear angle. Williamson backhand tries to shovel it on net, and it goes wide. Williamson will bring it in again. She has Riley center. Firing was Piazza. Puck careens towards the blue line where it's fired right back in by Minnesota.
Brooke Garzone playing defense quite a bit this season. We saw her at forward, specifically center a lot last season, Benji. It's a trick that Brad Frost pulls quite a bit with his players. Moving them around where they're playing in the lineup every night. Forces his forwards to learn how to play defense. That's why he has so many fantastically defensive-minded forwards. Also forces his defense sometimes when he puts them up into the forward position as Nina Rogers is this evening. Forces them to jump into the play a little bit and see what they can do on offense.
Face-off controlled by Minnesota. Thrown. Too much traffic. Couldn't make it on net. Backhand shipper just to keep it in. And Baldwin gets it just outside the blue line, forcing the Golden Gophers to retreat. McMillan spins, waiting for something to develop. on the run. Shipper, she goes, tried to go cross ice, looking for Sarah Potomac, just out of the reach of the freshman. Resetting, partial line change for the Golden Gophers. Shot in, knocked away by Amsley Benzie. To the point, off the end boards, winding and fire, popped out of the glove momentarily. Sydney Baldwin was looking potentially for her second goal of the game. Instead, we get a whistle, 6:53 left in period 2.
Amsley Benzie only saw that shot right at the end. Kate Shipper was right in front of her for the majority of that play. I think if she would have just stopped, that would have been a goal for Sydney Baldwin.
Shots are level, 18 apiece. Baldwin pirouettes, goes cross to McMillan. McMillan with a few moves to create space. She'll bring it in herself. Waits, fires, and right on the glove of Shelby Amsley Benzie. And we'll get another whistle.
Few shots there consecutively to the high glove by the Minnesota Golden Gophers. That's where Hannah Brandt rang a shot off the post earlier. I believe that is also where Sydney Baldwin scored her goal, so it seems like Minnesota thinks they found a weak spot. North Dakota goaltender's coverage of the net.
McMillan, the redirect from Brandt was too soft. And now a move by Amy Menke. Menke in on net, popped over the shoulder of Amanda Levier. Menke fires again, kicked away by the netminder for Minnesota. All the way down off the boards, chasing it is Danny Cameronese, much to the chagrin of the Ritter Arena crowd. That thought Cameronese should have been rewarded for her hustle. To no avail, icing is the call.
See a little flash of speed there, kind of speed that Cameronese brings. Super special player, went to high school just about 10 minutes away from here at Blake. She is one of the elite offensive talent players who has a credible amount of speed. And what Brad Frost likes about her is she also uses it on the back check to get back on defense. Great player, especially to have on the wing, a player who can put the puck in the back of the net and then get back and break up a play going the other way. Real luxury to have for Brad Frost playing the left-handed spot on that top line of righties.
Cameronese leads this Gopher team with 54 points. And we get a whistle. A delayed penalty call will go against Minnesota.
Taylor Williamson heading to the box for slashing. Entire North Dakota bench jumped up when she got slashed, yelled at the refs, and two of them held up their hands. So a power play here for North Dakota, trying to get back into this game, down 2 goals. Score here, and anything can happen for the rest of the game, Benji.
22% conversion for the Fighting Hawks power play offense. For Minnesota on the flip side, killing off just over 79% of their penalties, so just about even. It's Megan Dufault. She goes cross ice, leaves it there for Becca Kohler. Dumped in, controlled at the blue line by Kielponen. Kohler to Krzyzaniak. Down low, Krzyzaniak calling for it. Her wrister is blocked away. Menke and Megan Dufault. Dufault controls, she passes it down deep to Menke. Losing the handle was Krzyzaniak. Dufault holds, finds the stick of Steckline, tied up in the corner.
You compare the 22% for North Dakota's power play to the 48 of Minnesota's. Seems like a mismatch, an incredible mismatch, but really North Dakota has the nation's 8th ranked power play right now at 22%. pretty average.
That's the second time it's happened tonight, but yeah.
Average sort of percentage that you would see from a regular power play unit, Benji. 48% for Minnesota. It's a little bit ridiculous. As you said, it would be an NCAA record if they keep it up for the rest of the season.
Brief roar of applause from the educated crowd at Ritter Arena, acknowledging the effort by this Gopher penalty kill shift. We do get a whistle, 21 seconds left on the Williamson minor. Face-off won by North Dakota. Cycled back around too soft, and Minnesota will have an opportunity to, at the very least, kill some clock here. Hannah Brandt skates in, one move, two moves, and just unable to beat Amsley Benzie for what would have been a shorthanded goal. Penalty time up, Williamson fresh out of the box and an opportunity, 3-on-1. Kessel near side, she gets it, gives it right back to Williamson. Kessel passed up on what would have been a wide open net to give it right back to the freshman from Edina. You always see, Danny, those opportunities as penalties expire for the breakout with a player coming out of the box. Exactly what Brad Frost's Golden Gopher squad did right there.
Kessel likely shaking off a little bit of rust from not having played hockey in almost 2 years now. Probably as she skated back to the bench wishing that she would have pulled the trigger on that one.
2:30 left in period two. Golden Gophers lead the Fighting Hawks in North Dakota 2-0. Shots even at 20 apiece. Caitlin Riley tried to gain the zone. She was bodied off the puck. And Brooke Garzone retreating past the blue line. A dangerous pass nearly intercepted by Mankey. Instead, a 2-on-2. Minnesota Amsley Benzie blocks it and covers with 2:09 left in the period.
This line of Kara Piazza, Kate Schipper, Sarah Potomac has been really good here for Minnesota. They've created some dangerous chances. A lot of North Dakota's defensive effort, rightfully so, has gone to the Gophers' top line, but this line has generated some nice scoring chances.
Steckline dumps it in with the backhand, played behind the net. Potomac. Shot by Megan Wolf, made it all the way in on net. Kicked away by Amsley Benzie. Her 20th save of the evening. Megan Wolf takes the puck away. Potomac gaining the zone, Steckline, she sends wide, looking for a deflection. And now UND going the other way. Steckline circles, throws it off the far side boards. One move, Megan Wolf gains the zone. She tries to go cross ice to Amanda Kessel. 1 minute left in period number two. Kessel in front, the deflection just wide. Mankey taking it 1-on-2. She tries a deke move. She's able to get it on net. There was no trailer there. Had there been, would have been a very easy putback, Danny.
Yes, heads up play once again by the Gopher defense. Mankey put that shot through Amanda Levier and it was going into the net, but Melissa McMillan managed to get her stick on it. Save the sure goal.
This time Levier is able to glove and handle.
You see right there Levier giving McMillan a stick tap right after she froze the puck. She knows that McMillan, at least temporarily, kept UND at 0 goals.
All the saves, Danny, officially credited to the netminders, but occasionally you will see those two defenders in front, really the ones doing the heavy lifting. Just under 20 seconds. Schipper dumps it in. And McMillan will hold, dump it right back in. Piazza 3 seconds to her wrister is blocked away. And the horn sounds. After 2 periods, it's Minnesota 2, UND nothing. Thanks to this goal from Sydney Baldwin, that doubled the lead. We'll be back after the intermission. Minnesota leads 2-0.
Don't kid with COVID. mHealth Fairview wants you to know that what you do today will affect your family and our community tomorrow. Good hand washing protects you and can slow the spread of the virus. Use soap and warm water. Be sure to wash both sides between your fingers, fingernails, thumbs, and wrists. Scrub for at least 20 seconds. Wash early and often. Wash your hands. Avoid big groups. Stay home. Don't go out. We've all got to do our part.
Ready? Okay. Coach, you guys have started out this game with an early lead. How are you going to keep up that momentum in the 3rd period?
Yeah, you know, North Dakota's putting a lot of pressure on at times, and you know, we just have to continue to play sound defense. And I think in the zone we're doing okay, but in transition they're capitalizing on some turnovers, and so we've got to protect the puck as we move up the ice.
Absolutely. How are you guys going to protect the puck?
You know, I think it's just not telegraphing passes and being okay, simply just to skate the puck over the red line, dump it in, and then let our forecheck go to work. You know, when we try to force things and get a little bit too tic-tac-toe through neutral ice, that's when they're coming against us.
Okay, that makes sense. So obviously the story of tonight's game is Amanda Kessel being back. What's it like to have her back on the ice?
She's an elite player, and everybody knows that. Our team's excited for her, mostly just because she's finally healthy, and that's great for her as she's been working hard, you know, really all last semester and this semester. So it's great to have her in the lineup. I know she's excited and kind of wants to just get through this because she's excited to be back with our team, and our team's excited to have her back.
Well, I'm excited that she's back too, and I'm excited to see you guys play. Good luck. Thanks. You so much. Bye. Back to you.
Don't kid with COVID. mHealth Fairview wants you to know that what you do today will affect your family and our community tomorrow. Social distancing helps you avoid contact with those who may be infected with the virus. What can you do? Steer clear of crowds of 10 or more people. Keep a distance of 6 feet between you and others in public spaces. And if possible, work from home. Wash your hands. Avoid big groups. Stay home. Don't go out. We've all got to do our part.
Just about ready to get set in period number 3 at Ritter Arena. Minnesota Golden Gophers lead the North Dakota Fighting Hawks 2-0. Danny, what stood out to you so far through periods 1 and 2?
Take a look at the shots on goal, Benji. They're dead even after 2 periods. Rarely do you see that here at Ritter Arena. Many of the games we go to, we see the Gophers ahead by double or sometimes triple at this point in the game, but North Dakota has kept it close. Amy Mankey, leads all players with 10 shots on goal. Certainly next on the list would be Kate Schipper with 4, so she has nearly half of her team's shots. Be interesting to see if she gets one here in the 3rd period, Benji. She's been around the net all night, going on fast breaks towards Amanda Levier. Gopher defense has had a hard time containing one of the top scorers for UND.
Mankey second on this Fighting Hawks team in goals, trailing only line mate Megan Dufault, 15 to, check that. She leads this team in goals at 14. And that top line for North Dakota will start period 3 opposite the top line for Minnesota.
Referees and linesmen inspecting the ice here at Ritter Arena. It's not something you usually see. Both Mariucci and Ritter, feel free to follow us on Twitter at BTNStudentU. See live game updates as well as interviews with coaches and players during the game and after the game at BTNStudentU on Twitter.
Still
Ice
in.
Crews here at, as I was saying before, Benji, Ice Crews at Mariucci Arena next door and Ritter Arena, same crew. Usually do an awesome job with the ice. Rare to see the referees inspecting their work for this long. Gopher bench wondering what the delay is, and now the referee is over to North Dakota's bench to ask them. But they're waiting for the ice to dry out here a little bit before they drop the puck. And we will soon be underway here in the third period.
And we are underway in period number 3. Amanda Kessel gains the zone. Her return to action has seen her register an assist on the game's first goal, a power play tally, courtesy of Hannah Brandt. Dumping in, Megan Dufault, slowed down by the blocker stick of Amanda Levier. Dufault finding Kayla Gardner, joining that top line early in period number 3.
Bad turnover there by the Gopher defense to the top scorer of the opposing rival team. See if they can dig their way out of the hole they just kind of created for themselves.
Puck sent all the way down too far, and it will be an icing, and the pressure at that clear relieved, applied once again as the faceoff will come all the way down far side in front of Amanda Levier.
Because I know Sam doesn't fuck up like that.
Faceoff will be Brandt and Kohler. Eventually will be chased down by North Dakota.
Gophers will get a change. There was a long shift on the ice. Brad Frost gambled that they would be able to get out quick, and they did.
So JJ, rolling out of this, that's when we want all the goals that have been scored. Going to, not to break, but to end.
Along the end board, North Dakota had for a moment, kept in by Brooke Garzone. And now the other way for North Dakota. Grayson Hershey dumps, gives chase. She gets it right back on a turnover. Baldwin knocked it away. Dahlquist along the far side boards. Breakout now potentially for Minnesota. Potomac dumps and chases. Now crossing center ice and just dumping it in, allowing North Dakota to make a line change. Steck line to Wolf. Wolf avoids one fighting Hawk defender. Trying the backhand feed was Caitlin Riley. Could not find a teammate. Dufault left it. Nobody home for North Dakota. Piazza now had a potential look at a fast break, unable to take advantage. She was faced the wrong way. Nothing left for Minnesota but to dump it in. Piazza chases down, tries centering, nobody there for Minnesota. And they will retreat now along the end boards behind Amanda Levier. Kessel takes a slap at it, makes a move, gets past one defender, Hannah Brandt. Toe drag stays on side. She feeds the puck, and hitting the outside of the net was number 5, Sophie Skarzinski. Brandt again tried the wraparound pass to Cameronese. She couldn't find the net. Baldwin keeps it in. She skates center, her shot blocked. And making a move now is Becca Kohler. Kohler left it behind. Chasing in Hershey. Blocked out of the zone and a whistle for offside.
Skarzinski back out on the ice again briefly with this top line for Minnesota. Kelly Panic will come back out on the ice. One of the things that Gopher fans thought that they would see this season was Caitlin Riley and Kelly Panic playing on the same line. They, of course, played high school hockey together in the state tournament at Benilde St. Margaret's in St. Louis Park here in the Twin Cities. But
pass just popped up over the stick of Kate Schipper. Right idea, just couldn't execute for Minnesota. Now thrown in front, unable to control the puck was Dahlquist. 2-on-2 developing. And a nice defensive play there from North Dakota to break up the fast break. All the way across, Steckline. She dumps in off the boards. Centering, looking inside for Potomac, unable to connect. And Steckline will retreat all the way down the ice and gather. Wolf up ahead to Williamson. Williamson gains the zone. Just tried to push it over to Caitlin Riley. And intercepting that and going the other way, North Dakota. Rister kicked away by Levier, and Piazza makes sure there's no rebound. The other way now for Minnesota. And a big push along just in front of the North Dakota bench. Brooke Garzone was the one going down. An opportunity for Taylor Williamson. She was just unable to find the back of the net.
Taylor Williamson, another freshman forward for Brad Frost. She is 2015 Miss Minnesota Hockey. High hopes for her coming in. Of course, family was a bunch of career Gophers. Her grandfather, Murray Williamson, played for the Gophers. He's a 1959 All-American. Coached the U.S. national team to Olympic silver medal in '72, and her father, Dean, also played for the Gophers in the late 80s. So imagine sitting at the Thanksgiving table, Benji, and saying that you're thinking about a school other than Minnesota. Must not have been easy.
Certainly not something that you want to deal with there. Minnesota now, they lead 2-0. 14 minutes left in period 3. Baldwin controls off the far board, knocked away by Becca Kohler. And the defensive pairing of Baldwin along with Skarzinski, a forward, will try and do it again. They get it in. Brandt trying to find Kessel. Skarzinski. Her shot is blocked. Skarzinski out there playing on defense. Brandt now gains the zone. She tries the backhand, finding Amanda Kessel. Skarzinski, tip, deflecting, goal! Looked like Danny Cameronese may have gotten the deflection. Went far side. Nonetheless, it's Minnesota 3-0 over North Dakota.
Danny Cameronese absolutely did get that puck right in front of the net. Kessel was all the way across the ice, and Cameronese with her stick on the ice right where it's supposed to be. Sophie Skarzinski able to put that back in. Big shot from the point, and Cameronese taking the best way to beat a great goaltender. Deflections, people in front of the net. It's exactly what the Gophers have been able to do on their last 2 goals. Of course, the big screen for Sydney Baldwin, and then the deflection for Danny Cameronese.
We will wait for official scoring. They give the goal to Skarzinski. They say no deflection.
I believe that will be a reviewed and changed goal here. We'll probably hear a little bit later in the first or right after the game, Benji, but for right now, the goal will go to Sophie Skarzinski.
That would be Skarzinski's second goal. As it stands now, we get another look to see if there was a deflection. Actually may have been a deflection off a North Dakota player.
It does look like it was off of perhaps Kayla Gardner was the one who redirected that puck into the back of the net. And Benji, something that we've neglected to mention thus far. Special day for one of the members of our staff. We'd like to wish our producer Justin Lang a happy birthday from all of us here at Big Ten Network.
So the official scoring on that third goal goes to Sophie Skarzinski with assists to Amanda Kessel and Hannah Brandt. Kessel now with 2 assists in her return. Brandt a goal and an assist. That top line performing for Brad Frost and the Golden Gophers. Physicality along the near side boards. Coming away with it, Megan Wolf. She goes across to Lee Steckline, who looks for a teammate, doesn't find one. No icing waved off as that puck really caromed all the way. Piazza with a move. She gets pulled down, no whistle. Riley looking for Piazza, who wound up, fell down to a knee, trying to get as much as she could on that shot attempt. Kohler tries to push it in. Unsuccessful. Brandt, the breakout to Amanda Kessel. Kessel's got Cameronese with her. The tip from Cameronese knocked away by number 1, Shelby Amsley Benzie.
Well, with the third assist of the game here for Amanda Kessel. Beautiful pass to Cameronese. Tight little window to fit it in, but right on the tape.
Tie-up of sticks led to that puck careening out of the blue line. Shipper now gains the zone. She has Cameronese as a trailer, won't bother, fires on net, and a turnover. Brandt tries the backhand for Shipper.
Great poke check by Hannah Brandt to get that puck back from Minnesota, but Potomac fires off a North Dakota player and into the netting. There will be a face-off in the North Dakota zone.
Just under 11 minutes to play in period 3. Minnesota leads North Dakota 3-0. If this result holds, it would be the 30th straight game that Minnesota has gone unbeaten at home. Shot all the way down. Levier will stop and cover for the faceoff.
Easy shot there for Amanda Levier, all the way out in the point. You can see it coming all the way in to her glove.
Dufault matches up with Panic. Cleared out of the zone. Kaiser brings it back in. Shipper, long shift for Kate Shipper. And that puck will become a souvenir, and we will get a whistle, new puck, and a face-off in front of the North Dakota netminder.
Every hockey game, pre-game announcement, watch out for flying pucks. You see why there. The puck goes flying into the crowd and somebody gets to take home a nice puck, nice souvenir.
The wrister from the point and Steck line goes wide. Williamson holds, blockered away by Amsley Benzie. Piazza, Steck line. Wolf skates in and right into the chest of Shelby Amsley Benzie. And we'll get another face-off.
One of the things that Gopher fans have seen this season is a little bit of a changing of the guard on defense. Of course, 2 defensive players graduating last year, and Steckline, the junior, being asked to step into the role, and she's done a masterful job being named team captain here. Playing with Sydney Baldwin for much of the season, Megan Wolf tonight. She's done a great job filling in for the likes of Rachel Ramsey, former team captain and starting defenseman.
Puck dumped back in by Megan Wolf. She'll go for a change. Gophers go for a full line change, 5 fresh bodies. Coming in now, Dahlquist. Dahlquist blows a tire around the corner. She's able to recover. Doesn't get a great piece of that puck. Allows Minnesota to break on a change. Kessel She carries cross center ice and into the blue line. She's got Cameron Easy, tries a move, and tied up nicely. Danny, we've seen a lot of defensive pressure on Amanda Kessel so far.
She has been double teamed every time she goes into the zone, but you can see why. Every time she's had a lot of space to move the puck, she's put pucks right on the tape of her line mates and created some great scoring chances, gotten her 2 assists so far. She's a player worth devoting some defensive attention to, as is Hannah Brandt and Danny Cameron Easy. You can just see whenever they're on the ice, they never spend a whole lot of time in their own zone because North Dakota is so busy trying to keep them contained offensively that they never really get a chance to try to bottle them up defensively.
Skarzinski skates around. Baldwin across to Shipper. Shipper off the knee of a North Dakota player. And making her way to the bench, shot leader Amy Menke.
She did not look quite right standing up after that. We will keep an eye on that. It would be a big blow. 8 minutes left in this game. They could really use a player of Menke's caliber. Try to get something going here on offense.
Kayla Gardner came out to replace Menke. The pass for Shipper was too far in front. Contact, and North Dakota player goes down at the blue line, no whistle.
Menke is not on the bench for North Dakota, so did go back to the locker room. Be looked at by the athletic training staff. See if she makes her way back. Might be that North Dakota chooses to rest her and hopefully have her available for tomorrow.
Steckline spins, trying to create space, plays it behind off the end board to Megan Wolf, gets it right back. Trying the lead pass for Cameron Easy, played by Amsley Benzie. May have been just wide for an icing. Backhand would have been a spectacular play from Hannah Brandt if she could have connected on the no-look backhand. Kelsey Klein out there playing the puck near the corner. Pushed ahead, Cameron Easy. Never really had a clean look at it with a clean lane, and it's gloved by Amsley Benzie. And we will get a whistle with 6:42 left in period number 3.
You're North Dakota coach Brian Adolski. You like what you've seen from your team thus far. I mean, certainly keeping the shots even. The scoring chances haven't seemed quite as even. Gophers have had some great looks in front of the net, but early in this game, both teams were ringing shots off the post, and the pace of this game was slow. I think tomorrow North Dakota tries to get back to the pace of the first period of this game and try to slow this game down and make this Gophers team make a lot of passes around bigger bodies.
Taylor Williamson there had a nice look right next to the goal. Now she finds Piazza. Piazza fires just wide. Waiting there, Garzone. Now the break the other way for North Dakota. Good D from Sydney Baldwin. Prevents Dufault from making a play. And we get a whistle.
Only 4 North Dakota players on the ice for that. A little bit of miscommunication since we still have not seen Amy Menke retake the ice. No one exactly knew who was supposed to go out in her place. And it looks like North Dakota's coaching staff will get it sorted out.
Will be Panic and Kohler matching up in the face-off dot. Eventually controlled by Minnesota. Skarzinski waits, and Baldwin has her outlet pass deflected. Kept in nicely by North Dakota for the time being, and Baldwin shoots it up over the boards. I think there may be some discussion as to whether or not it was deflected. Looked to me, Danny, that she may have just fired it up and over, trying to clear it.
That is what it looked like to me as well, but looks like the Gophers won't be penalized for that.
Baldwin avoids the delay of game penalty, and another fan goes home with a souvenir. Slapper from Hansen is blocked by Minnesota. And a quick turnover back the other way. Gardner chase it down, stick lift on Baldwin, trying to create an opportunity for a teammate. Levier knocks one away, trying the tight wraparound thrown in front. Krzyzaniak dances, she fires, slapped off the end board. Physical play along the near side boards. Coming on, Flaherty. She dumps in, allowing the forwards for North Dakota to get a change. A little contact from Grayson Hershey. Came in, looked like she was shouldering a Golden Gopher. Steckline in the corner. Pushed in front, looking for Riley. Could not connect. Flaherty, and knocked ahead by Grayson Hershey. She'll push up against the boards with Lee Steckline, who comes away with the puck. Passed ahead softly to Hannah Brandt, and that one is up and over the glass.
Looks like she had both left the defensive zone and the puck did go off the glass, so no chance of a penalty on this one. But 11 Minnesotans on this North Dakota team. To see some of the hometown people come back and play here. This is a tough arena to play in, however. As you said, the Gophers, assuming this score stands, will now have 30 straight here at Ritter Arena.
A mark, Danny, of 75-2-4 at Ritter Arena in their last 81 home games.
It's not a place where the Minnesota Golden Gophers send their fans home disappointed from very often, Benji.
Their last 2 national championships have come in front of this home crowd. And they are 3 minutes and 30 seconds away from making it 30 straight unbeaten games. Record set just a few years ago by this Minnesota program. And a breakout now for Taylor Williamson. She's all alone, just the goalie to beat backhand, and a nice stuff from Amsley Benzie. A fantastic 1-on-0 stuff from the North Dakota netminder.
Well, Williamson was looking to go 5-hole on that play, but she just ran out of space because Amsley Benzie wasn't going to give it to her. And freshman, part of the learning process, facing better goalies than you've faced any other time in your career. Certainly one of the top goaltenders in the WCHA. And it's sometimes tough to find some space on great goaltenders.
Shots in the period are 9-7 in favor of Minnesota. Late pressure from North Dakota, trying to get on the board and chip away with what little time remains. Kept in. Shot attempt blocked by Brooke Garzone before it swung around the boards. Kelsey Klein had a whack at it. Contact. Nothing comes of it just yet. Shouldered along the end boards, along the sideboards, excuse me, Shipper and Dufault. 2:10 left in period number 3. Potomac, the only Gopher in the offensive zone there. Just looking for a change of line for her teammates. Hannah Brandt now, she looking for Amanda Kessel. Not enough space for Kessel to get the windup. Steckline at the point, blocked away. She gathered for a moment. but has to retreat as he comes out of the zone. Into the offensive zone for North Dakota. More contact, bodies hit the ice, no whistle. It's Amanda Kessel now. She delays, waiting for a teammate. She finds Hannah Brandt, who cycles it to Cameronese across to Lee Steckline. Kessel down low, back up to Steckline. She waits, wrister on net, and stomached by Shelby Amsley-Benzie, and we get a stoppage in play.
Minnesota Golden Gophers have 5 or 6 players on their roster that are marked defense/forward. A lot of mixing and matching done series to series by Brad Frost. Of course, Megan Wolf sometimes can be seen on offense. She is playing defense in this game. Brooke Garzone, Kelsey Klein are 2 other notable players who are usually seen in the bottom 6 forward group, but tonight have found their way to defense. And then Nina Rogers and Sophie Skarzinski, 2 regular defensemen, have found their way into the 4th line. So Brad Frost likes to mix things up, force his players to play every position. It's why you see the forwards, as I said before, active on defense for this team. It's also why you see a lot of the defensive players for the Gophers jump up into the offense so often. Really helps drive the puck to the net.
A whistle, skating in backwards and offside were the Fighting Hawks of North Dakota. 56 and change left in the 3rd period. Minnesota leads 3-0. Shipper crosses center ice and dumps it in. .35 seconds left. Dumped in by North Dakota. Megan Wolf spins it around. Brooke Garzone back to Wolf. Wolf holds behind the net. 15 seconds left in period 3, and another puck sent over the glass. And we'll get a face-off with 13.9 in the offensive zone for North Dakota.
No goals here likely for Amanda Kessel tonight, but great return for her nonetheless. 2 assists in this game. Of course, a lot of people thought she was never going to play again, Benji, but she found her way back to the Gophers here for her final season of eligibility, and they look forward to having her for the rest of the season.
3 seconds, 2 now, 1, and the horn sounds. Minnesota gets the win, 3-0 over North Dakota. Goals from Skarzinski, Brandt, and Sydney Baldwin for Minnesota. 2 assists for Amanda Kessel. That top line for Brad Frost and the Gophers yield plenty of points. For Danny Kaywood, Maddie Engel, and all of us here at BTN Student U, I'm Benji Portnow saying good night from Minneapolis, where the Golden Gophers defeat the Fighting Hawks 3-0.